Hello. Ho,
Hey, hey,
ho. Hey, I am
hey.
Chris
This is
and we
Elle.
got Elle and we are in the
That's
building.
right.
I'm excited about tonight and
Mm-hmm.
what tonight has to offer.
Yes.
This is our fifth episode. Can you believe it?
Wow. Number
And
five.
it started
Wow.
really on a ride back coming from New Orleans.
Yep.
And that we came up with this idea of having a podcast.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Episode 5.
Number
And,
five.
I'm really excited about it because tonight we're going to be talking about teamwork,
Teamwork
making the dream work.
makes the dream work.
And, I'm really excited about it because, when you begin to think about this idea of teamwork,
Mhm.
it's the idea that, two can get more done
That's right.
than one.
Then one.
If I'm working in the yard and you come help me. two,
Sometimes. Yeah.
two can do more
Okay.
than one.
You know what I do? I sit in the lawn
She
chair.
gonna get her a chair.
Yep. And then I wait for him to say, "Come help me with this,"
It's like,
and then
it's,
I'll go and help him with that.
no, it's
So,
like it's like the master on the plantation. She be overseeing her slave. Yeah,
I like watching you.
yeah,
I like
she,
watching you
hey,
move. I like watching you move,
listen,
baby.
I'm talking to y'all right there.
And he just be glistening.
She be
I just
watching.
love watching him.
She watching to make sure her slave working right. Oh my goodness!
Woo.
But when I begin to think about this idea of teamwork making the dream work, uh, the idea in Genesis chapter 2 and verse 20, through 24, it talks about the idea that the two shall become one,
hmm
and so that sounds like teamwork right there.
Yep,
There is no I in team.
that's right.
Okay, I ain't gonna say no more. There is no I in team, and but we must understand that we got to work together. You go ahead and talk a minute. You talk a minute because I'm drinking my
Oh, because he was.
I got to be refreshed
When you said
because
that,
I am
who's
parched.
that said? But there's meat, but there's no meat. And if you search for the letters, there's a me, but there's no I, or really there's no me. Because to me they need to be in order.
Shaquille O'Neal talks about Kobe Bryant,
Mm-hmm.
and the team was complaining because he wasn't passing the ball.
Yeah.
And Shaq went and told him, said, Kobe, they say you ain't passing the ball, and there's no I in team. But Kobe said, but there's a me in that.
All out of order. All out of order. It must at least be in order,
So
guys.
Shaq went back and told him, I said, guess y'all ain't getting the ball.
He gonna go for it.
And Kobe said, it's me. This is about me.
Yeah,
And, but we understand the idea that the two shall become one.
that's right.
And really, when you think about this idea, you can't have no honey without one.
All
Right in
right.
between the Y, H, and the Y, there is one.
One.
You hear that, right?
Yeah.
You can't even have no money
Ooh.
without one. Right in between the A, the M, and the Y, there it is.
One.
That one, the power of one. And so, I really think about it. We think about our lives, and you think about the challenges.
Mm-hmm.
You need that one, that
Right.
oneness.
Mm-hmm.
Because many people split. It's so easy to split
Right.
when you never establish the idea of one. You want to talk
Right.
about that a minute? Want to talk about that a
Right.
minute?
And it's just
Because
important.
I have to refresh because I'm parched.
Oh
Right,
my
from
goodness,
you
because he's
watching me.
been in the yard.
I can tell I got a 10.
But anyway, when you get married, you become one,
Hmm.
as you just finished talking about,
And the two shall
and
become
the
one.
two shall become one,
Hmm.
and you move together as one unit.
Yeah.
And when you move together as one, no, it's hard for someone to separate you guys.
Yeah.
So if you start having one idea and you moving one way and then I'm moving the other way, then we're going to begin to be separated.
Yeah.
And we're going to begin to be walking separate instead of together as one.
I think many people go into relationships with the idea that, I've got to protect myself.
Right.
and to really experience the fulfillment
Mm-hmm.
of a relationship, you got to make up in your mind that I'm giving up my own personal agenda
Mm-hmm.
for a bigger picture.
Right.
It's like I love sports. It's like an athlete. A lot of the athletes make a lot of money, but they have to put their own personal goals aside
Mm-hmm.
for the good of the whole unit, the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you have you like she got so she love anything with LSU. She got so she just all in. She's screaming. Listen, she's screaming so loud and so anyway. But you got to have the tall people
Mm-hmm.
and the short people.
Mm-hmm.
You got the what they call the low post players, and you got the guards. You got the forwards, and you got the center. Everybody plays a role,
Mm-hmm.
but there can be no individuality. There must be one.
Right. You just think about when you come together
I got to drink my refresher
and you
because
and
I
you
was
move as well. Just think about simple house chores. You get them done quicker if we do them together.
if somebody get out the lawn chair.
I'm talking about inside. Say, after we
Wait a
cook,
minute, inside
after we cook.
after we cook, but
Well, no, wait a minute. After I cook, then you say, you know what? Since you cook, I'm gonna clean up the kitchen, put the dishes up. That's working together as a team. Did you not do that?
I don't know.
Okay, so
I don't
okay, when we
remember
were out
that. I
there,
don't
you
remember
okay, now he'll remember that. But when we were also
I did.
outside,
I did.
but we were outside.
Hey,
He
Dad.
said,
Hey,
honey,
Miss
can
Nancy.
you come and help me with this? And I got up and I waited to see where he needed me because I'm not the yard person. So I just waited to see where he needed me. And he said, did you not say, come and hold this? And I held it so you could get whatever you were doing. You were trying to put some little wire thing, iron thing, or whatever you call it, around the flower bed to keep the grass from overflowing into the bed. So did I not hold it? And then after I finished holding it,
I don't
I went
remember.
and sat back down after he finished having it in place.
I don't remember
But
holding nothing.
oh,
I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm just kidding. You did. You did. You did.
okay, okay.
Hey, it's like you will help if I call for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think it's like the marching band.
Mm-hmm.
You have the dancers. You have some bands have dancers. Some have majorettes and dancers.
Mm-hmm.
You have drum majors,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have the musicians, and then you have the band director or the head drum major who sets the tempo
Mm-hmm.
for everybody to work in synchronization. And that's really what relationships are all about. I really believe that God is our drum major.
Mm-hmm.
He has designed a tempo, and he has designed not only a tempo but a template for us to function as one. And I think a lot of times what happens is when you're moving, when everyone decides that they're going to move at their own beat,
Right.
under their own terms, then what happens is we have chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, I could preach that right there, y'all. I
Yeah.
could preach.
So and it changes the atmosphere, in the house.
Yeah.
The temperature changes,
I got to put my watch on.
and sometimes it get a little cold.
Yeah. Ooh, it get a little cold.
Get a little cold.
Why I get a little cold?
Get a little cold because if the other person is not helping out, then we get an attitude. One might get an attitude. Say, well, I'm over here doing this, and I'm doing this, and they're not doing this,
Well,
or they're not doing
if it was
that.
your idea to clean, and you got this cleaning spirit, but I ain't get no cleaning spirit,
Woo!
or vice versa.
Yeah,
Just because that's what you want to do, we should have.
you should have talked to me
We
first.
should have discussed that this is what we do, so we can get our minds together. So, what y'all think about that? Come on, y'all. What you think about that?
Woo!
But I really believe that the two shall become one. And then another way to look at it is the band, the orchestra. What happens in the orchestra? When everybody's warming up. Before you met me, you was just warming up.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah, before I met you, I was just warming up.
Yeah. Before you met me.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
You said before I met me.
Well, I did have to meet me. I had to get me straight. I did have to introduce myself to me. Oh, don't act like y'all always had it together. I had to introduce myself to me.
Okay.
But
Mm.
now you got me. I can't even remember what I was getting ready to say. You see how
You talk about the orchestra. We were talking about the band, but now you talk about the
but
orchestra.
everybody is warming up doing their own
Right.
thing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And
Uh,
that's really
turn that
man,
volume
I'm
off.
in my podcast right now. I can't talk to
Okay.
you. I'll
Just
call you
turn
back.
that off. You just you see what I have to deal with?
That's my frat brother. That's number 8.
That's okay.
I've been knowing him for 42 years.
And the two shall become one.
Well, we are one. We
Uh-huh.
are one.
Okay. So
but what I want you to understand and what I want you to know is that before they come together, they doing their own thing.
mm-hmm.
But when the conductor steps on the podium
Yeah.
and he brings his hands up,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, then everybody has put their own agenda aside.
That's right.
Talk about that,
Wow.
putting your agenda aside,
Mm-hmm.
recognizing that if we play in harmony
Right.
and we play together,
Mm-hmm.
then we create some magnificent sound.
Yeah.
Or I could say that we perform at a high level
Mm-hmm.
and we're able to achieve something together. Oh
Yeah.
my God. That we cannot do individually.
That's right.
You think about the tubas, they sound awful by themselves.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, I used to be a tuba player.
You know, what was that movie we was watching with Eddie Murphy? Miracle Lane, what Miracle Lane? And
Yeah.
his son was tuba player.
Uh-huh.
He said, man, I don't know nobody who made it big playing the tuba. I don't know nobody got a platinum album from playing the tuba. His son wanted to be a tuba player. It's like, quit talking about my piccolo player.
Hey, I played the
Come on,
tuba
Robert.
in high school, and it sounded pretty good.
You played the tuba?
I sure
Oh,
did.
you was a pretty tuba
I
player.
sure
Show me
was.
how you played tuba.
That sure
Show me how you
was.
played tuba.
Don't worry about it. I had that big old fiberglass on this one
Show me
shoulder.
how you played that tuba.
So hey,
Come on, I didn't know you was a tuba player.
listen.
I thought you was a piccolo
listen.
player. You was a tuba
No,
player.
I played the flute for a couple of years. I played the baritone sax, and I played the tuba, and I was a drum major.
You did all that in the same year?
That's right.
See
Do
that?
a progression, do different years
You was a
in high
one
school.
man. You was a one girl band.
Hey,
A
wherever
one-
they needed me, I went to all girls school. Wherever they needed somebody to play, we had to pick up the instrument.
So you was a team player.
That's right.
So we're gonna be, if the two gonna be one, then we got to have some
That's-
team players.
That's right.
You know, another good way we can look at this idea of teamwork, making dream work, and achieving. See, when we work
Mhm.
together, we can achieve things that we perhaps could not do individually.
Right.
You know, Proverbs 27:17 tells us that iron sharpens iron.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have to admit, I'm much better. Well, I'm much better because of Ale.
All right.
Oh my God, I got some brownie points right
Yeah,
there.
all right.
I'm much better because of Ale. And I know she, her life is at a whole nother level because of me.
That's right.
I'm just talking.
No, it is.
But
I think we push each other.
Yeah.
When you talk about teamwork,
Mhm.
and then sometimes when I may not fill up the par or feel like myself, then you push me,
Mhm.
and I think that's a part of being a part of a great team as well, is that we help each other get back up to par.
Yeah.
We might get what do you call it, laxed, or feel defeated at times. And
You mean the first lady and the pastor sometimes feel defeated? You
yes,
mean we're not always just in the heavenly realm? Come on now.
come on now.
You mean
This Chris and L. We talking this Chris
this
and
ain't the
L.
pastor
No, this Chris and L.
and this ain't first lady?
This Chris and L.
Boy,
Yeah.
I wish I could really go and be Chris and say some things. I really want to say some stuff.
So this Chris and L. So we, sometimes we go through certain situations because you're my partner, you're my teammate,
Yeah.
and that we work better when we're at our top performance.
Ooh, can I say this?
Yeah.
It's like I'm going to use a sport analogy. It's like the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
the Kansas City Chiefs, during the regular season, their wide receivers were dropping the ball.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't catch a cold, and they could catch. But what happened
Mm-hmm.
was the quarterback never out fronted or never fronted off on the guys that couldn't catch the ball.
Mm-hmm.
If he had, they never would have won the championship
Mm-hmm.
because whatever needed to be discussed or whatever needed to be handled, they didn't embarrass each other or front off
Right.
or loud talk publicly. They handled it in
Mm-hmm.
private behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very important that when you're operating in a team, you can never play the blame game.
Right.
We didn't, they had the one time they scored a touchdown, but one player was offside.
Mm-hmm.
And rather than saying if he hadn't done that, the quarterback said, you know what? That one play didn't lose the game. There were many plays before that
Right.
that really brought us to that. We cannot say that one play lost the game. What
Right.
about the missed tackles? And he began to talk about what
Mm-hmm.
the team didn't do
Right.
rather than individualize or single out that one individual. And I think that's really important
Mm-hmm.
that many times the reason relationships don't work the way they're supposed to work is because if we're not careful, we start playing the blame game.
Mm-hmm. It's
You
your
know,
fault.
so it's very important that we understand that we cannot play the blame game.
Right. And early on in marriage, you wanted to start a record label.
Yeah.
And I think we mentioned it in the last
Mm-hmm.
podcast. And I was like, go for
Yeah.
it. I think we can do it too.
Yeah.
And we started the record label.
Yeah.
And and then some things didn't go the way we wanted it to go. I didn't blame you. I
Right.
didn't blame, say, well, if you'd have did this, I told you that I knew that wasn't gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't do that if you're all in at the beginning. You're all in through the whole thing.
It's like I think we've said previously, if you win the lottery,
Mm-hmm.
we rich.
Yep.
If we go bankrupt,
Yeah.
you to mess us up.
No, we bankrupt.
if we win together when we hit the lottery, then
Right.
we bankrupt together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very important. If we're winning together, then we not achieving our goals together. I'm not going to use
Right.
the L word.
Mm-hmm.
We if we don't win, if we win together, then we swim together or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But what I like about what I like the dynamics of our team is, I want to use this word when they say the two shall become one, and that is Genesis chapter 2 verse 24. I think it's verse 24. And the two shall become one. What I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
get you to understand is our job is not to compete with one another.
Right.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
that's a whole nother thing right there when we talk about
Mm-hmm.
we're not in competition, but our job is to complement each other.
Right.
Sometimes, you might, I remember us going through times where you handled the checkbook, and then
Mm-hmm.
when it may have seemed overwhelming to you, then I handled the checkbook.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in a team, you have to complement each other. If somebody says, you know what, I need you to take this now. I need you to take the steering wheel. I need you to drive the car. I need you to we're in the car together.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm getting ready to turn and another car's coming, you're gonna say, well, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Right. I'm gonna say, watch out.
Watch out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And because if you don't, then
Yep.
we both get
We
hurt.
both. Yep.
And so it's a teamwork at every
Mm-hmm.
level, whether it's business, as for us, whether it's ministry. And then when you talk about teamwork, we made a pact.
Yep.
What was our pact? You remember what our pact was?
Well, you ain't going nowhere, I ain't going nowhere.
No, yeah.
We did
know
that one.
Yeah,
We
but
gonna
then
always
here's
okay, I know one. We gonna leave work
but why you screaming?
at work.
Why you screaming?
Because I wanted to make sure we do so many packs. You're gonna leave work at
You're
work.
gonna leave work at work.
Uh-huh. And then we're home at home.
Yeah, we never argue about I don't think we argued about church and business. Not that I know
No.
of. I don't think we ever. I never blamed you for anything. You never blamed
Mm-mm.
me for anything.
No.
I can also say that I don't remember.
No, we haven't.
We've had a couple of spats at home about home,
Mm-hmm.
but we never bring work home as a hostage.
Right.
I'm not speaking to you today because you didn't. We work. I just think we work with the idea that we trust each other to do their job.
Yeah.
And then when I say compliment each other, I'm the front man. That's
Mm-hmm.
just really what it is. I'm the front man,
Mm-hmm.
and she's the person behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't compete with me for stage time.
No.
She doesn't compete with me for her face to be notarized, or for her face to be seen on the billboard. That's all me, because I
Mm-hmm.
recognize we're a team. She never said, "Well, you know, I need to be out front. I need my." No, no, no. We're a team, and she understands that's my thing. When the
That's
lights
his
come on,
gift.
yeah, when the lights come on, I don't care whether it's zero people in the crowd or one person, or
Right.
in some events we've had thousands of people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just who I am.
Mm-hmm.
But she compliments me, and likewise I compliment her.
Mm-hmm.
Not just with words, but what I'm saying is, when I'm talking about compliment, we make each other better.
Right.
We push each other to perform at the highest level, and that's what a help meet is.
Yeah.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
you talk about a help mate, but we need a help meet. When we say help mate, we say MATE,
Mm-hmm.
but can we say help make?
MAKE.
MAKE.
Mm-hmm.
My desire, and when we talk about teamwork, my goal is to help her make her goals, or her dreams, or her
Mm-hmm.
aspirations. And you want to holler at that for a minute? You want to holler at that?
Right. So, just whatever, like I talked about with you, whatever you want to do, whatever I want to do, you make sure that you support me,
Yeah,
that you push me.
yeah.
Last year this time, I was on the platform with my friends. You were right there with me. You
Oh yeah.
pushed me.
Oh yeah.
He was there. When I go with him wherever he goes.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I'm doing something on the platform,
Yeah.
then he's right there with me as well.
Right. Right.
I don't ever say he didn't say, well, you go ahead on, and you could go ahead. No, he was there with me.
And even because we are as one, we just kind of connected at the hip.
Yeah.
I was preaching at a traditional Baptist church, and they was going to put L on like the second or third row, and because some churches, I said some churches you go in, they don't play that lady sit up on the front, but because I'm so used to her being close to me,
Hmm.
I leaned, I forgot what I did, but I had them to go get her and move her to the front row on the other side, because that's who we are.
And I was obedient.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
where they set me. I
yeah,
set where
yeah.
they set me.
But I needed my rib. I needed my rib close to me.
Mhm.
And when I think about this idea, now, I could talk about this. And then I was at one church, and they were just real traditional. I told them, I said, well, I'd rather sit on the floor with my wife. And this is another church, and they said, well, no, today you're gonna sit at the pulpit. But I didn't fight, I didn't fuss. I just, as in Rome you do as the Romans.
Mhm.
But I didn't, because I'm so used to us being
Right. Together.
complimentary and
Yeah.
together.
Hmm.
And when the Bible says that he took a rib from Adam
Uh-huh.
and made a woman, and then he gave the rib back to Adam, he gave Adam back to himself.
All right.
Oh my
Yep.
God! And
Hmm.
so when you think about this idea of teamwork, then why would I mistreat my teammate?
Right.
Oh my God! Come on now, come on now. If he took the rib
Uh-huh.
from Adam, created the woman,
Hmm.
his wife, and gave it back to him, he gave him back himself. So who in their right mind would mistreat themselves?
Right.
Oh, that's good.
There you go. There you go. And hey, I see Rosalind said there for each other
Yeah,
is important,
it's
being there
important.
for each other.
Yeah,
And so you can't, say when it's your spouse's turn, I'm gonna stay home, I'm gonna stay
yeah,
back.
yeah,
I'm gonna stay back.
yeah,
You go ahead and do your thing, I'm gonna stay here.
yeah, yeah.
No, then that you're gonna make your spouse feel away.
Well, but then sometimes, especially when I was traveling a whole lot,
Mm-hmm.
and we were traveling a whole lot. You would say sometimes, you know what? I just want to enjoy my home,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
we were going a lot,
Right.
and and I wasn't offended.
Right.
She wanted to enjoy her home. then she should have the right to enjoy the home. She was just putting me out there. She was putting me out there in the street. So I had to go get it.
You was on a circuit. I
Listen,
put him on a circuit, guys.
my sister tell me
He
all
was
the
on a
time, she
circuit.
said, she put me on the circuit, y'all. I mean, golly. And, but that's okay. I enjoy, that's not work to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that is, man, listen, you could cut the light on at 1 o'clock a.m. and I'm ready to go when it comes to preaching and teaching that
Yeah.
word.
Mm-hmm.
And but you know, we understand that, you know, with teamwork makes the dream work. Understanding that when you don't mistreat your teammate,
Right.
because if you you know, and fellas, if we mistreat our teammate, then we're mistreating ourselves, and nobody in their right mind would do such a thing.
Right.
But you know, we could go on and on with this idea of teamwork. You know, we look at it in Matthew 18. We're getting ready to wrap it up for the night. Matthew
Mm-hmm.
18 and verse 20 talks about two coming together in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that whatever we agree upon, and that it shall be done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's very important that we are in agreement. We were getting ready to do something financially
Mm-hmm.
with our refinance. I think it was refinancing our home.
Yeah.
And one night, man, I was just down in the basement. She was upstairs asleep. I was down in the basement, and God began to talk to me about that thing. I was like, oh, I'm not really feeling this. And you know, so the next morning when she woke up, I told Elle, I said, Elle, you know, I said, I don't really feel like I'm feeling. She says, well, Chris, I was thinking the same thing. And I said, well, why you didn't say nothing? She said, well, I thought that's what you really want to do, but I don't care if that's really what I want to do.
Right.
You need to be able to say what you need to say. Just don't go
Mm-hmm.
along just to pacify.
Right.
But I told when we call them, people say, well, you know what? You know, thank you, but no thank you.
Right.
And we really, you know, it seemed like a good idea,
Mm-hmm.
but it was putting a Band-Aid on a temporary, that's a temporary situation.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, then we had to start thinking long term. We said, yeah, that's a quick short term fix, but in the long run, that's not going to be good. And so, if we had not had that discussion,
Right.
if we had not been functioning from the same playbook, come on here now.
All right.
I got to be careful. It's so easy for me to preach. So easy.
So
It don't
the
take
main
much.
thing is that we have to talk to each other.
That's communication.
That's communication.
Yeah.
And no matter what we do, and it seems like we've been saying that's a part of every podcast so
Yeah.
far, is that we have to communicate
Got
with
to
each other.
communicate. Got to communicate.
And you know, even if you're a new couple, you know, before you tie the knot, sit down and discuss some things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you already a couple and you say, listen, let's put a break, let's sit down and discuss what we're gonna do going forward.
Well, let's not on that, but people, there's somebody who's coming on who's going to be watching, who may want to get into a meaningful relationship.
Yeah.
There's certain things you need to discuss. You need to discuss, you know, credit. You need to discuss finances. You need to discuss goals,
Yeah.
desires. You know, your what is your mission statement for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, all those kinds of things go into it because, you know, a person needs to know what they're signing up for and
Right.
the goals and objectives of what the team.
Yeah, because you don't want to be into, but I ain't signed up for
I
all
ain't
this.
signing up for all of that.
You know, I hear some couples saying that right now.
Yeah.
I ain't signed up for
I
that.
ain't signing up for all of this.
And you know, it's like y'all didn't talk about that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so you know, you got so caught up in the event
yeah,
that you forgot about the rest of your life.
yeah.
Mhm.
You get caught up with the chicken wings and the color of the flowers,
Right.
and then once all of that is over, then you got to look at each other and say, "Who is
Wait
this?
a minute.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute now.
What is
We ain't
this?"
talk about all that. Yeah, because y'all didn't talk. So yeah.
Hey, listen, I really think this idea of teamwork. I think we're gonna have to catch this next week too.
Okay.
I think, you know, this mandates more time to talk about this. What do y'all think? Those of you that are coming in, what we want you to do, and those of you who are watching, we need you to subscribe to our page.
Yeah.
Subscribe to our page and then share it with someone else. Tell somebody else you need to watch this event, if you know, because we're talking about the idea of that when two work together, we are unstoppable.
Right.
You know, what seems impossible becomes possible. What seems intangible then becomes, we can bring it into manifestation, and it can become tangible.
Yeah.
And then what is invisible, we have the ability with two, when we come into agreement, then we can bring the invisible, we're talking about that fourth dimension,
Yeah.
into the natural realm.
Yeah.
So when two work together. And so, when two work together, you can come through adversity. Yeah, because, you need somebody. When you in the ditch, I could go word on that. If one ox falls in the ditch, then you have another one that'll help pull the other one out the ditch.
Right.
Or when I say ditch, I'm talking about you become low in spirit, self-esteem. All those voices are talking in your head,
Right.
and you begin to have the doom and gloom party.
We ain't doing this now.
All of that. You need somebody
Yes.
to talk you off the ledge.
Right.
So that's
So maybe we should we'll have a playbook.
The playbook.
Yeah, and so next week we'll talk about different plays.
Yeah, different plays that we can run.
Oh
my God.
So that's what we'll do that next week. We'll have a playbook.
Yeah, the playbook.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we are scouting venues for a gathering for you guys, and
maybe about 10 to 12 couples.
Yeah, we're gonna start we're gonna ease.
Right, and for maybe 3 to 4 hours on a Saturday
on
or
a
something.
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday morning.
And we are scouting our destinations for it, and we're gonna open it up to the first 10 or 12 who register, who sign up, and because we want an intimate setting.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a casual thing, and we're gonna have some games, of course, but we're gonna have some conversation.
Yeah,
and we're going to have just a place to enjoy,
and it's a safe space,
safe space, and because everyone needs what I call a third space.
Yeah,
you got work, you got home, but then these kinds of gatherings become your third space,
right?
And so, but it's very important we have them. Hey, listen, I'm so glad tonight that you guys are watching. Those of you who come and watch the podcast, and we recorded live. I think we ought to record a podcast with people in our audience.
Okay,
I think we ought to do that once.
And,
have an audience.
So first we'll do the couples thing.
Yeah.
And then we'll have some couples that we'll have in an audience setting.
Yeah.
And so, maybe we'll have some questions or something like that that we could answer and talk about. That'd be kind of slick.
We might take it on location and record it on location.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be kind of slick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all, what y'all think about it? Y'all let us know. We love to have your feedback. And is there any parting words you want to give somebody tonight? Anything you want to share with somebody tonight about Teamwork?
Hey, just stick together.
Yeah.
Keep watching Chris and Elle. We're gonna have some great things, for that will help your marriage or your relationship.
Yeah.
To become better.
And we're going to help you in the dating process.
Yeah, in the dating process.
In the vetting process, too.
Right, yep.
You got to vet them.
Got to vet them.
Oh, my God, I got some stories about make sure you vet that person before you get in bed with them.
That's right.
When I say get in bed, I'm not just talking about sexually, but before you get in bed in the business of a relationship with them. Well, sexually, too, you need to vet them, too. But I mean, vetting before you commit to that person is really what I'm also saying. Hey, listen, it's been my pleasure tonight. And, Chris and Elle.
Stick together, guys.
And I'm really excited about this idea of teamwork.
Teamwork.
Making the dream work.
Makes the dream work.
Remember, next week we'll be back with Chris and Elle. And we'll be talking about the playbook.
The playbook.
Oh, my God. Hey, listen, make it a great night. Remember,
share it with someone else.
Yeah, share with somebody. Subscribe to our YouTube page and let somebody else know that Chris and Elle on the
Thursday night.
On the Thursday
8
night.
p.m.
8 p.m. All right, have a blessed night. Peace.